going on, fam? This is Dinero. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. The semi-final are finally set, and we have a lineup: Senegal versus Egypt and Nigeria versus Morocco. I mean, for me, I think this is going to be one of the craziest and the best semi-final lineup so far. But let's jump on the recap today. The match Nigeria versus Algeria, and beautiful performance for Nigeria today. As always, Osimhen was on point, Lookman was on point, and you just gotta blame Algeria. Gotta blame themselves for losing this match. They had to blame themselves for losing too much. I mean, you are in the quarterfinal, and you pretty much not showing any efforts to win this match. This was really bad on Algeria. I mean, is this the same team that beat Congo, that beat DRC? Because nobody really showed any effort today. I mean, this was a shamble defense. It's just a train wreck throughout the whole performance. It was really, really bad. I was expecting to see the same momentum they had against the RC. I was looking forward to see Baghdad, Bulbina, Marez, Amoura, Maza, Shaibi, but it was just disaster. No energy, no power, just bad defense, bad midfield, and bad attack. I mean, they just gotta blame on themselves in this situation because they didn't show up today. But on the other side, I mean, great performance from Nigeria once again. I mean, you had I think Iwobi really stepped up today. I mean, this guy was just spectacular in the midfield. Like, how many chances that this guy created? He created so many chances, and you had that connection, Lookman, Osimhen, and Adams. But Iwobi was just one of those guys today. He really stepped up big time. Great performance overall. I think, let me see, Lookman, I think he's number one, right? No, he's like right below Salah on the goals right now. But overall, great performance on Nigeria. Nigeria really started. They started controlling the ball from the first 10 minutes. Looking at the match, and I'm like, nah, this is over for Algeria. Algeria just couldn't penetrate. Algeria couldn't really create any chances. They didn't take advantage of the set piece they had, and it was just bad. And I just want to take a look on the stat here compared to the match against DRC. This is just unbelievable. Algeria had, hold on, this. Algeria, throughout the whole match, they had 3 shots total. 3 shots total and 0 shots on target. This really is bad. I mean, really bad. So 0 shot on target. Let's take a look at the match Algeria DRC. Yeah, so in that match, they had 12 shots and 6 shots on target. So yeah, they didn't really show up today. Very, very poor performance. I felt like it was just a nightmare for them. They will have to regroup and come back because they're going to the World Cup, and they're going to the World Cup. Let me see who they are going to be in the group in the World Cup here. Algeria, yeah. So they are in Group J with Argentina, Austria, and Jordan. So can this team really beat Argentina? I don't think so. So this was really awful. A very shameful performance from them. But great for Nigeria. Like I keep saying, I mean, I don't see any team that could beat Nigeria. I mean, these guys are just a world-class performance. I mean, spectacular passing skills, a collective, and just a unbreakable defense wall. I love this about Nigeria. The defense was just unbreakable. These guys are just great. I think they're gonna really give Egypt a hard time. I mean, I think Egypt versus Nigeria, that match is gonna be decided on both back line. See who's gonna break first. But I think Ajayi played good, Bassi played good, but I think my favorite was Iwobi. He was just building up, creating those chances. And Adam also great performance too with that beautiful score. So let's check on the Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast against Egypt. This was hard to watch for me because I was rooting for Egypt. For Ivory Coast. I know Egypt's on my top five, but I felt like Ivory Coast needed to prove something in this quarterfinal. But it was just really hard to watch. This match is an example of talent versus experience. Egypt has experience. You have Salah, Ashur, Marmoush, Hani, Ibrahim, Rabia, and Ashur. I think I probably said Ashur already. So this team has experience. They have played, most of them have already played in the AFCON and multiple international competition. On the other side of Ivory Coast, you have a couple players that have experience, but the main one that was supposed to make any sort of changes or making action or creating those chances are pretty much young, talented player. And we've seen today the results. And if you look at the age, let me see, turn the age over here. So you look at the age from the top all the way down, 23 years old, Ahmad Diallo, Gasson, 24, 19 years old, Diamande, Ule, 19 years old. So, and then on the top right corner, you have Due, 23 years old, and Kusunu, 25 years old. So they're still young compared to the experienced Morocco team. It was really, really bad. Yeah, really bad, should I say. I mean, Egypt had this game from the get-go. And I think I probably said that before. With this team, Egypt they haven't really convinced me they are a good team until today. You know, look at their past matches they had in the past. It's just one of those teams like, okay, they had no strategy, but they still win and so on. But today they convinced me, I got convinced today that this is a really, really, really good team. Great performance from Ashur. Ashur playing that midfields, creating those chances left and right, and creating the danger trio, Marmoush, Salah, you know, and then you have Mohamed Hani on the back right side. Man, it was just beautiful. They really dominated this game from the get-go, and Ivory Coast was just not there today. This was a really shameful performance. Was really, really bad. I mean, Diallo, Diallo was nowhere to be found, pretty much. Let's look at the stats for Diallo today. So he played 90 minutes, total shot, 2 shots. 90 minutes, just 2 shots on target. And I think the defense was just terrible. Defense was just terrible. I mean, Kusunu. I mean, the first goal, how do you miss to block that pass from Ashur? That lead to that first goal. Just bad defense. And also the struggle to position themselves at the right place at the right time to block those quick, fast pace from Morocco attacker. Marmoush was just walking through it. Marmoush had a day through the difference line. He had no issue really going through there. And for KCA, you are the captain. I mean, I was expecting more from Casey as a captain and also as an experienced veteran player. You're trying to do too much. You're trying to do too much. You're trying to do those fancy passes. You're trying to dribble too much. And I think he might be the reason why the second goal came in again at the 64 minutes, if I'm not wrong. On the 52nd minute, I think. So he would So he tried to play too much, trying to dribble hard, but the pass was just weak. Very weak. And also the goal lead for finding, this Ivory Coast look really bad. Look really bad. I had high hope for this team, very high hope, but today was just miserable for them. But congratulations to Egypt; they really show up today. Great quality ball play, great system, great performance, world class passes. Have you seen Egypt's passes, man? This is just beautiful to watch, and. They were so disciplined that once they get the ball, those fast breaks was every other fast break was dangerous, and I think Ivory Coast didn't just. I mean, I know they scored 2 goals, but all of those goals came from a set piece, a corner kick. So I felt like the focus more on the carpet football. I mean, if you're doing the carpet football on the first half and you see nothing is working, why don't you switch to a different style? I think in this situation, they could have gone to the aerial football style. That would have been their best situation. And also, another thing I had, why does the coach has to wait until what was the substitute? So the coach has to wait until 70th minute to sub the player. That was bad. I mean, after once this, I think 30 minutes in the second half, you could see the fatigue. You could see they were just struggling to walk, struggling to run, and they got outdone by the Egyptian. And why not start substitute on the second half? I mean, at the end of the first half, you had Ule, which is very tired. KC was just everywhere and just struggling on every single thing he had, and Gerson was just. For me, it was just not making sense anyway. He was just not making sense on whatever he was trying to do. So I think that was he might misread this game because you have 20 minutes and you down 2-1, and you bring Crasso in, you bring Bayo. You have Fofana sitting there. You could have brought Fofana. He's really good on the midfield, and also you have Touré. So that was really bad. That was really bad on the coach side. Anyway, so that is my recap for the match. Tell me what you think. Who was your favorite player? And what do you think the Senegal and who's the Senegal and who again? Senegal and Egypt's going to be, and Nigeria, Morocco. I think that's going to be one of the craziest match we're going to see in this competition. Well, until then, make sure you like, subscribe, and until then, peace out and take care.